Welcome to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony. This is your Wrexham reaction from match day 6, Tranmere Rovers versus Wrexham AFC. And yes, the game was early, and yes, we did wake up for it. 4:30 kickoff here, 12:30 kickoff in the UK. We were up for it. We had a Celsius, and we were ready to go. Maybe not ready to go, but we were going. We were watching. So we were here. We were doing it. So fantastic. And guess what? Wrexham win the derby. Wrexham win the derby. Wasn't the greatest game, wasn't the worst game, but I'll tell you right now, they showed up to play and they fought the entire game. So let's walk through it. I'm going to go through my notes and just see what I saw and hopefully get some reaction from you out there and go from there. So yeah, match day 6 away at Prenton Park. Attendance was 10,614. That's a really good turnout. Didn't look like it was packed, but I'll tell you which was packed was the traveling support from Wrexham fans. It was unbelievable. The support was fantastic. From my side, it was the right side of the screen. The whole away end was rammed, and they were talking madness and screaming the entire time. It was really great support. So let it live on. And Wrexham AFC, the traveling support, shout out to them. Okay, let's start off. So Tranmere lost their last 4 or 5. They're in the basement, so they were not looking too great. And Wrexham, obviously, they've had their struggles, draws here and there. But match day 6, tonight they started Dalby and Palmer up front, which I thought was really good. Palmer, I'll tell you, put a shift in today. That guy, big man up front. He put a real big shift in, was taking balls down left and right out of his chest, holding the ball up, and passing it off where Dalby and Lee and O'Connell were playing really well off of him. But yeah, so right away, straight ahead, 2 minutes in, 2 great chances, 2 great saves by the keeper. It's unfortunate, but this was indicative of the first half, what was going on with Wrexham. They were pushing forward. They just couldn't get that goal. I really liked the aggressiveness, really liked that, how much effort they put in, even though, their heads can go down. If you start shooting on goal and keepers having a worldie or they're just not putting them on target, you could just, kind of lose interest and people just, they start sitting back a little bit. That's not what happened with Wrexham. They kept going. 4th minute, great attack play. I'd say Barnett is really quick. I thought he did really well. I really liked what I saw. It was just forward coming, waves and waves and waves. And it wasn't like Tranmere where it's like sitting back and waiting for this. They were trying to attack. When Tranmere tried to get out, they were trying to get out. But it's just constant waves. I tell you who also had a really good game. I really liked McLean. McLean played really well. Him with Lee and Dalby and McLean all there. And like I said, O'Connell, it was just really cool to see that just continue to push forward. And I think why that happened and that midfield was working was because Hayden was at the back. He looked so comfortable coming back after injury started. So really liked Tozer, Hayden, and Boyle at the back. I think that helped out the midfield to help push up and push forward. So moving forward, let me see, the 13th minute, the Lee and Barnett had a great attack. But Barnett down the side was like I said, just attacking. I think a really young player. I'm not sure of his name. I think I wrote it down somewhere. I'll find it, but he was attacking that kid in the back and getting crosses in. Barnett was, and Lee just couldn't get on in the 13th minute, and that should have been another goal. It should have been at that point right now, 13, 14 minutes in, Wrexham would have 5 or 6 corners already. They could have had 2-3 goals. So. But just that they were just going down that right side and just abusing that young left back for Tranmere. But aggressive, really aggressive. And I thought their keeper did really well, keeping Wrexham out in the opening half. But it ended up 0-0 at halftime. 0-0 at halftime. No changes were made. And, it was a proper derby atmosphere as it was going off, as the players were going off. Tranmere was booing and Wrexham were cheering. And I would say at that point, Wrexham had to feel a little bit aggrieved because they just kept chance after chance, corner after corner, and nothing was happening. And Tranmere Rovers, I thought, I don't know why you're booing your club off to be down 0-0 and the amount of chances they gave away at that point. is, you should be happy. We're still in it. We're still with a chance. So going to the second half, like I said, no changes. But Wrexham were playing them off the park, and then coming in, Tranmere came out a little bit stronger. Barnett and McLean were great, continually just working off of each other, going into that traveling supporters end in that time in the second half. 46th minute, 47th minute, closing. The Wrexham come close again with headers. And Tranmere Rovers are just surviving at this point and continuing to survive the onslaught from Wrexham. And let me see here. Yeah, finally, 56th minute. Corner, 6 yards out. Hayden comes in, bang, header down. Great left-footed swinger by O'Connell. I thought his delivery all day from the corner was great, but a left-footer in swinger, and Hayden comes in, breaks the deadlock. It's 1-0, and Wrexham are up. And finally, there's a little bit of relief, and it's good to see A, Hayden back in the team, and B, him score. And I thought he was super comfortable at the back. So Wrexham, just finally got what they needed. What I noticed today too in the past was, as we kind of talk about, the ref wasn't as, I hate to say this, wasn't as bad as previous matches, but I thought the ref didn't do a disservice to Wrexham, as if because they always have the target on their back. And granted, I think it's true, but today there were a couple dodgy calls, but I would say that the ref did do okay. A couple missed calls on Palmer, who played really well up front and shifted in. But after the goal went in, like I said, Tranmere tried to push a little bit more. Subs were made, but Wrexham just never really probably felt that they were going to get scored on today. And that was my thought. There were a couple good chances. I actually did think that Howard did do a great job. He's come in after the retirement of Fozzie. I thought he's done a great job. He came off his line really quick for such a big guy. He's really quick. He has good command the back there with his defense. So really excited to see how great he played, but never really felt threatened that Wrexham were going to get scored on. 2 or 3 goals, even 1 goal. They had a couple shots on goal, but nothing too crazy. At the end, coming to at about the 90th minute, there was a debut for George Evans. He came out for Lee, who covered every blade of grass again. He's so solid in that middle, especially with McLean doing some dirty work and Lee doing dirty work in there. O'Connell, that was fantastic, but Lee comes off and George Evans makes his debut, number 12. They just signed him this week in the window, so congrats to him. 6 minutes of extra time. The game was fizzling out a little bit, but the only thing that there was as of note in the 6 minutes of extra time is that Dennis from Tranmere takes a little dive, tries to get the ref to come in, gives him the get up. So I thought the Wrexham were in control. Like I said, a couple nervy moments, but at the end of the day, there was always one chance left, and it was Luke Young at 95 minutes in after a corner off the line saves a tying goal for Tranmere, and you could hear it like that would have been such a letdown. But true to form, Wrexham never give up, and always deliver. And Luke Young blocking a shot off the line. That's indicative of what Wrexham are about and why I think they're in 8th place now with 9 points. They played 6 games, and Milton Keynes have played 1 left. They're actually probably playing right now because we had the early game at 12:30. Milton Keynes are playing their 6th game, and the rest of the league is playing their 6th game today. But 9 points, 3 off the top, 8th place, which is great. So while for the Wrexham supporting traveling, got to see a great game, very professional game, and I think they're kind of coming into their own. And having Hayden at the back, I think made a big difference just to settle things down. Him, Tozer, and Boyle just settling it down at the back and doing their job. So good job, Wrexham. Playing, I think there is some time off because of the break, but let me double check what the next game is. Wrexham schedule. Here we go. Okay, today is the 2nd. Okay, their next game is Tuesday, September 5th. It is they're playing against the Football League Trophy. They're playing against Newcastle United under 21s, and under 21s Tuesday, September 5th, we'll be watching that game too. If it's on, the iFollow has been really good, except on some of these cup games, they're not really delivering. And then after that, so the rest of the league, they're all on international break, but League Two is still going on with fixtures. So Wrexham, Tuesday, September 5th. Here, 11:30 a.m. And Wrexham, their next game is next Saturday, September 9th, against Doncaster. So that will be a good game to watch. And right now, yes, MK Dons are playing right now. And the league looks like MK Dons, Wimbledon, Gillingham, Accrington Stanley, Barrow, Notts County, Mansfield, Swindon, Newport. Yeah. So now the live table says Wrexham are in 8th. Okay, but that's okay. But they're still climbing up. They have 9 points, and really proud of the boys today. Really proud of the traveling fans. Parky did a great job there on the pitch celebrating. It wasn't one of those like, it was professional. It was a professional win, and it could have been 4 or 5 or 6-0. But we just couldn't put away the chances. And I think the issue is that, we need to start putting them away, because teams will come back and hurt you if you don't put away your chances, missed chances like that. So I think they got very lucky. Above me, I got the Chelsea Nottingham Forest game, and Forest go close. So great games, and enjoy the football over the weekend. And that is your Wrexham reaction. We'll see you soon.